This is the AEW Collision April 17, 2025 full show results video which takes place at MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston, Massachusetts. Show started as Marina Shaffer, Jon Moxley, and the Death Riders stormed the ring and destroy various crew members and equipment. Moxley grabs a mic and says everyone better celebrate the Ops Trios Championship win now, because it's the last time that will happen. He warns the Young Bucks to stay in their lane or else he will make sure they are never be seen in this sport again. He addresses Samoa Joe while the fans chant "Joe is gonna kill you." Joe started something that John has to finish because he doesn't know any other way to do it. He'll fight him to the death for the AEW World title anytime. Moxley challenges Samoa Joe, and that's all he has to say, because Joe knows exactly who he is dealing with. The Death Riders destroy more equipment and leave the ring. Then we saw a match between Kevin Knight versus Lance Archer. Archer could have had the match won multiple times but seemed more interested in humiliating and punishing Knight rather than pinning him. Knight countered Blackout into a small package for a near fall late in the bout. He dropped Archer from the top buckle with a Hurricane Rana and followed up with the UFO for a 2 count. Archer hit him with a buckle bomb and chokeslam for another near fall. Lance walks the rope but gets crotched by Knight and drop kicked off. In the end, Kevin Knight follows up with a flying lariat to the outside, and another one inside the ring, and shocked by defeating Lance Archer by pinfall. A pre-taped promo from the Ops airs following their Trios Championship win. They are men who only need opportunity and an excuse to commit violence. They are the AEW World Trios Champions, but are coming for so much more. Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander are backstage discussing their upcoming match in the Owen Hart tournament. Neither one likes Mercedes, so whoever wins their match better go all the way and win the Owen Cup. Toni Schiavone reads a letter addressed to him and Nigel McGuinness from FTR, who are suspended without pay for a week. Dax Harwood apologizes for getting carried away in the heat of the moment, and says he loves Toni and just wanted to scare him a little. He mocks Nigel's fragile body and the idea that he thinks he can actually hold his own against FTR in a fight. Nigel offers a sarcastic acceptance of the insincere apology. The next match happened between Konosuke Takeshita and Josh Alexander versus Rocky Romero and Tomohiro Ishii. This was essentially a showcase match for Alexander to get in the winner's column after losing his debut match on Dynamite and then joining the Don Callis family. The finish came after a miscommunication between Romero and Ishii. Romero refused to tag in and left Ishii all alone to deal with both Callis family members. In the end, Konosuke Takeshita and Josh Alexander used their double-team moves to put Tomohiro Ishii down, and won the match by pinfall. Ishii and Romero have a tense confrontation in the ring after the match is over. Someone in a hood suddenly shows up. Romero completes his heel turn by attacking Ishii from behind, while the hooded figure reveals himself to be Trent Beretta. The Callis family returns to the ring and hands Beretta a monkey wrench. Romero holds Ishii up for Trent to clobber him in the back of the head with it. Trent shakes hands with Don, and the Callis family stand tall over Ishii's body. Then Mercedes' backstage promo is interrupted by Harley's puppet of her. "Ride the money, ride the train, ride the money Wrath train." Mercedes doesn't know why she's talking to a puppet and walks off. The next match happened between Megan Bayne versus Rebecca Scott and Ashley Box in a 2-on-1 handicap. Bayne destroys the jobbers with various power moves and a decapitator. She finishes them off with her F5 finisher, stacking both bodies on each other for the squash victory. Bayne screams out "bow down" and smashes their faces into the mat at her feet after the match is over. There's a video promo for Anthony Bowens, AEW's 5-tool player, who plans to climb his way to the top and mollywop his way to championship gold. The next match happened between Adam Cole versus Claudio Castagnoli for the TNT Championship. Claudio was still out of control from before and threw a chair that got pieced of Nigel at the outset. He pretty much kicked Cole's ass throughout the bout, only for Cole to escape with the win on a crucifix pin. The Paragon quickly got Cole out of the ring before Claudio could go after him. Claudio lost his mind afterwards and started breaking more shit at ringside, until the rest of the Death Riders came out to calm him down and get out of there. Big Bill and Brian Keith are interviewed backstage. Bill is annoyed at Jericho for abandoning them, while Keith thinks that's the wrong way of looking at things. Bill agrees that they need to get on the same page and crack some skulls together. Then we saw a match between Dralistico, Rush and the Beast Mortos versus LSG, KM, and Rosario Grillo in a trios match, and the result of this match was LFI won the match by pinfall in a squash. Ricochet interrupts Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey backstage and complains about getting screwed out of his share of $400,000 by them. He warns the babyfaces that something bad will happen to them when they disrespect him. Knight pokes fun at Ricochet and it looks like they are about to come to blows, before Bailey gets Knight out of there. The next match happened between Commander vs Nick Wayne for the Ring of Honor TV Championship. Christian Cage and the rest of the patriarchy are watching on from the backstage area. There were a ton of cool moves in this bout, which culminated with Wayne picking up the pinfall win on a Prodigy Plex, and become the new Ring of Honor TV champion. Toni Schiavone claims that Wayne is now the youngest singles champion ever. Top Flight is backstage and revealed that they have a Tornado Tag Team match against Crew next week. Action Andretti and Lio Rush show up, and they need to be separated by AEW officials. AEW Women's World Champion Timeless Toni Storm makes her entrance to join the commentary table for the main event match. In the main event of the show, we saw a tag team match between Mercedes and Harley Cameron versus Chris Statlander and Julia Hart. Mercedes and Chris get into it on the outside after staring down Toni Storm at commentary. Storm brags about her farting prowess late in the bout. Statlander eventually uses Jamie Hayter's Haterade on Cameron to pin her and win the match for her team. Luther carries Toni Storm into the ring for a brief moment before the show goes off the air. How much you would rate this week's AEW Collision show? Tell me in the comments, and thanks for watching.